What's up, fam? This your boy Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Singer Tory Lanez was stabbed in prison and rushed to the hospital in critical condition. And the moment the news hit the internet, everybody's acting surprised. Everybody's shocked. They can't seem to fathom why Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times in prison. I'm not one of those people because I've been doing my homework. I've been doing my research. I read the paperwork, and they're stating that Tory Lanez wasn't even in protective custody. That's mistake number one. What, Tory Lanez about what, 5'6", 160 pounds? You supposed to have your ass in protective custody, but I understand why you didn't go. I'm gonna break it down to you guys. In our culture, in our society, in our community, we look down on people that go to prison and go to protective custody. We only give you props if you're in general population. Have you ever been around dudes that went to prison? They'll tell you all these type of stories. Hey man, I was in general population. That nigga was in PC. I had the whole pod on lock. I had 6 other cellmates. Bullshit. If I'm Tory Lanez, if I'm a singer / rapper, I got records on the Billboard charts. Damn general population. I'm going to protect the custody. I want a one-man cell. I don't want no human contact. And it's not because I'm scared. I just don't know what's on these other niggas' mind. I got a future. When I get released to prison, I'm going home to millions. I'm going to start back making music. I'm going to have my interviews lined up. When you go home, you trying to get on your feet. And hell, half you niggas ain't never going home. Y'all got life sentences. So of course, if you got a chance to take me out to make a name for yourself, you gonna do it. So that's why I think Tory Lanez messed up at. You a singer. You got talent. And instead of going to protect the custody, you would rather go in general population to join a gang. Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Tory Lanez is allegedly affiliated with a gang. He running the general population. He running with some cats. And I'm like, dude, bruh. That's how you in this situation in the first place. You ain't got no critical thinking skills. You emotional. You Tory Lanez, then what the public think. Once you go to prison, you supposed to be put up. You supposed to have 2 guards walking with you. You don't supposed to have any human contact because you're a name. You got generational wealth. You can take care of your family. So why risk it? So it breaks my heart when I hear this story. Tory Lanez stabbed 14 times, 7 times in the back, 4 times in the torso, 4 times in the back of the head, 1 time in the face. Come on, man. Now, if I'm Tory Lanez after something like that happened, I think I learned my lesson. I'm going straight to PC. I ain't trying to get no get back. Matter of fact, I want y'all to transfer me from this prison. I want to go somewhere else. I need a fresh start. Y'all done shake me up. Y'all done had them carry me, airlift me to a whole nother hospital. My lungs collapsed. I need a fresh start. I want to go somewhere else. That's the route I'm taking them on Tory Lanez. But anyway, guys, I'm going to play this news clip because they say something very interesting. And I'm also going to come back and break it down with a shocking new claim. Let's go.
The rapper serving time for shooting Megan Thee Stallion is in stable condition tonight after allegedly being stabbed by another inmate in the prison yard in California. Sources say Tory Lanez was rushed to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. He's serving that 10-year sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion.
Now you hear that? Tory Lanez is 5'6", got shanked 14 times, all in the torso, the back, the neck. He's lucky to still be alive, right? And you only in prison because people are alleging you get found guilty of shooting Meg Thee Stallion, right? So you go to prison. You try to get through this 10-year sentence and you find yourself on the opposite end of a shank. Now, only people can speculate. We wondering what the hell happened. What did he do? We got to understand that prison is a dangerous place. It's a lot of dudes in there with no hope. It's a lot of dudes in there that's jealous, gang politics, rank. How do you think the other inmates feel? This Tory Lanez, he 5'6", he's a singer. He be whispering to the chicks on the microphone, and he gonna come in our prison system acting like he running it. He think he's an OG. He's running with an alleged gang. Oh no, we gotta get him up out of here. You wanna be gangster? We gonna show you how to be gangster. You gonna take this shank to the face. That's how they saying. That's the mindset they got. Because we gotta understand, man, Tory Lanez is getting focused on his release. He got a release date in the near future. It may be 10 years, but he can get out on good behavior. They take a quarter off, you know, all that type of stuff. He can get out in a few years. But there's some dudes in there facing 25 years, ain't never getting out. And I can guarantee the dude who tried to kill Tory Lanez probably got a life sentence. That's why you shouldn't go to general population. You could be standing shoulder to shoulder by an alleged killer, and you worth millions of dollars. Hell no. When you in the free world, you hire security to be not to be around people like that. But when you go to jail, you don't hire security by going to PC. You're gonna be right in general population. That's like walking around Chicago with all your jewelry on. That's like going to O Block, just walking around with all your jewelry, your chains on. Come on, man. So you gotta move better. I hope this is a lesson learned. I'm glad he survived. But let's continue.
Left an LA party back in July 2020. Priya Sridhar is joining us now. I mean, people know Tory Lanez. What happened here?
Hey, Holly, that's right. Well, we don't have a lot of information about this just yet, but what we do know from the spokesperson for that California Correctional Institute is that this attack occurred at around 7:20 this morning. They didn't give further information about exactly how Tory Lanez was stabbed or what the potential motivation could be or where he was stabbed, but they did say that staff immediately rendered medical aid. He was transported to a local hospital, and he is suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. However, several other media outlets, including the Los Angeles Times, are reporting that this was another inmate who used a shank to stab him several times. Now,
now let me say this, because a lot of people I'm talking to about this story, a lot of people is giving me their opinion. They say, man, that is sad. How they get a knife in prison? Somebody smuggled a weapon. Man, when you in prison, you ain't got nothing but time on your hands. I done watched the Lockup series. They can make a shank out of a toothpaste can. You get what I'm saying? Out of a little toothpaste tube, they can sharpen it up on the ground, and they can make a shank in like a week. They can have that edge so sharp, and they get to poking you, and they could possibly kill you. So no doubt that Tory Lanez was almost killed. This is attempted murder, man. This ain't no assault. Anytime you stab somebody 14 times in the back, the torso, in the face, in the back of the head, damn. That's crazy. But let's continue.
Jog your memory about what he was exactly doing in jail in the first place. As you mentioned, he is serving a 10-year sentence. He was convicted back in December of 2022 on 3 different felony charges: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Now, this all stems from an incident back in July of 2020 when Megan Thee Stallion actually testified at the trial that he, after they were departing a party at Kylie Jenner's house, they were walking towards an SUV that they should have been riding back together in when he apparently shot at her feet and told her to dance in the driveway. Now, since then, the rapper has attempted to appeal for another trial. He hasn't been successful in those attempts, but actually earlier this year, Hallie, Megan Thee Stallion said that he was using surrogates to harass her from jail, and a judge actually issued a protective order for her until the year 2030. Hallie?
Now, y'all hear that? So we first got news that Tory Lanez was stabbed, and we didn't hear nothing else. So everybody began speculating. Everybody gave their opinion, and I'm gonna be real with you. I think a lot of people assumed that it wasn't serious. He might have got poked 2 or 3 times. They broke it up. Tory Lanez got a band-aid on. All right, he'll be all right. But Tory Lanez's team, they spoke out and said, wait a minute. Yes, he was stabbed. He was actually stabbed 14 times. Both of his lungs collapsed. He had to be put on a breathing machine. It's worse than we thought. He's doing okay now. He's expected to make a full recovery, but he's going to have to spend a lot of time in a hospital in rehab recovering from this brutal attack. Let me play you guys this, and I'm going to read you guys an article as well, breaking down what really happened in that prison. Let's go. Boom! Here's an article by TMZ explaining what happened. It say, Tory Lanez shaked over a dozen times. Both lungs collapsed. That was a very serious condition. Anytime your lungs collapse, that's messing with your breathing. So he had to get put on the breathing machine. But let's read this article. Tory Lanez was hospital in critical condition Monday after an angry inmate savagely attacked him with a prison shank, stabbing him over a dozen times all over his body, with the rapper suffering collapsed lungs. Tory's team says he was stabbed 14 times, including 7 times in the back, 4 times in his torso, twice the back of the head, and once in the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed and Tory was placed on a breathing apparatus, though he is now breathing on his own according to his count. Tory's rep says he is in pain but is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God for surviving, and he's thanking everyone out there who is supporting him. Tory's attorney Joe Boz tells TMZ, Tory is upbeat, he's in good spirits, he is recovering. He is a strong young man, he's expected to make a recovery. As we reported, Tory was attacked at about 7:20 a.m., according to a state corrections official, by another inmate at the California Correctional Institution in Tallahassee. Tory was rushed by ambulance to an off-site hospital, then airlifted to Kern Medical Hospital due to the seriousness of his condition. So let me say this. Tory Lanez was stabbed at 7:20 a.m. Break of dawn, the sun is rising, any normal folk eating our cereal, eating our breakfast, watching Sports Center. Tory Lanez is getting attacked, fighting for his life. And I thank God he survived. Now, I know a lot of people is speculating. A lot of people is throwing theories out there. And some people is even saying Tory Lanez was attacked by Jay-Z. Oh, yeah, Rock Nation and Jay-Z, they sent them people at Tory Lanez. Yeah, they riding for Megan. I'm not going that far. Tory Lanez in prison. It's a dangerous place. You got a lot of violent people. It don't take much for somebody to want to attack you in prison. The slightest disrespect, the perceived disrespect, anybody can get attacked for the smallest things. So let's not act like this is uncommon. Because you know anybody that been in prison, they go in skin shining, no scars. Let your loved one come back from prison. He got big cuts on his arm, cuts on his neck. You like, damn, what happened to you? And he'll tell you, man, I had the brawl. You know, it had my back against the wall. So it's pretty common for somebody to go to prison and get attacked. But if I'm Tory Lanez, I'm not even letting that happen. I'm right in PC. That's what I'm saying. But let's continue. Tory Lanez's legal name, Daystar Peterson, serving time for shooting Megan Thee Stallion's feet in 2020 after a party at Kylie Jenner's house in the Hollywood Hills. Yeah, so yeah, that's why Tory Lanez is in jail, man. Hopefully he learned his lesson. I'll always root for Tory Lanez because that story do sound a little fishy. I don't know who to believe. Yes, I think him and Megan Thee Stallion had some type of altercation. Yes, I think he lost control. Do I think he fired a weapon? That's up to the debate. I can see him firing a weapon. Big tall Megan Thee Stallion. She coming at you. She's offending you with words. She's verbally abusing you. You probably got mad, pulled out the strap, shot at her feet, you know, just to scare her, just to get her to shut the hell up, and a bullet ricocheted and hit her in the foot. That's very possible. You get what I'm saying? But man, yeah, this is crazy, man. Condolences to Tory family. I know his father was very vocal about him getting arrested. He felt like the system was against him. But all I'm saying is this. Let's keep Tory Lanez's spirits high. Let's remind him, you are millions of dollars. You're a very talented dude. You don't have to go to prison and be in gang politics. You don't have to go in prison and walk the yard. Your main priority in prison should be coming back home. I'm going to do my time. No drama. I just want to do my time and come home. Go to PC, read some books, work out. But make sure your health is wealth, because your life almost got stolen away from you by somebody that has nothing. Keep that in mind. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about this whole situation. I want to know how you guys feel about it. Leave a comment, share this video. I love you guys. Peace.